Alrighty, awesome artists. We're going to start where we left off with our painted desert collage. I'd like you to get out the square with the short brown brush strokes, the first one that we worked on. And very carefully, go ahead and draw two mountains along the bottom. Give them some nice peaks and valleys. You know, often in the desert, we find mountains that have just flat tops. So consider giving one of your mountains just that flat top, just like that. And once you've drawn those on there, get out your scissors and cut them out. Be very careful about how you cut these out. And if you're watching closely, your artist's eyes will tell you that I did not draw these mountains any higher than about halfway up the square. That's for a couple reasons. Number one, you still have space in case you wanted to make a second desert landscape, or if you make a mistake, you have extra paper to try it from. But really, we don't need them very big, and the reason why is because the further things are in the distance, the smaller they appear. So, I want you to take one of your mountains and very carefully apply some glue, spread it on the back, and especially if you're using chipboard, you're going to want to make sure that this mountain gets glued on very, very securely. So, this mountain goes along the bottom of the first dune, the first kind of wave of desert landscape that we cut out last rotation. Apply glue to the other one, and for this one, I want you to just kind of glue it on to the other side. Very carefully. Don't forget to count to 10 because when we're using chipboard especially, chipboard's a little bit heavier, takes a little bit more glue to make sure it stays in place. Naturally, if you colored with crayons, markers, whatever that you might have, you can use just a little bit of less glue, a lesser amount. Okay, let's continue. Get the dry brush technique board out, the one that has yellow and brown, and just give me a couple of wavy bumps because this is going to be another level of our desert landscape. I want you to cut it out very carefully. Go no further than halfway up. Only use at maximum half of your square for your dry brush technique. Again, you're going to apply a fair amount of glue. And then once you've done that, go ahead and glue it down. And the important part here is that you cover up the bottom of the mountains. The mountains need to appear to be off in the distance, but behind this layer of landscape. And already on the left, you see some glue oozing out. If that happens to you, grab a tissue and dab it up. But next, let's get out the green cactus square. And I want you to carefully draw a cactus right on there. Now, probably easier said than done. I'm going to pause the video and ask anyone if they need kind of a tutorial live to draw this cactus, but if you can manage to draw one, draw it. Only go about halfway up. Do it on the side of the green that has the lines, of course, and cut out your cactus. Just a little one. You don't want a big one yet, because again, the further in the background something appears, the smaller it's supposed to be. Okay. Apply some glue, and this time I want you to place this green cactus over to the right. And where I'm placing it here might be a little low, so I might adjust that later. I'm thinking that you need to find where the best placement is for you. So it's best to work quickly. Your next one is the fork etching, the one with the fork lines. Draw another wavy line and cut it out. Be very careful about your cutting craftsmanship. Do a great job. Go no further than halfway. And then apply some glue onto the back, just like you did before. And you're going to place this one down on top of your previous landscape. So you can see that with each layer, we're gluing it on and then we're moving it down. And you can see there that I moved my cactus up just a little bit. The important part is that we're always covering up the bottoms of things, the bottoms of our cactus, the bottoms of our mountains, and that we keep adding on these desert landscape layers. Okay. Now for the orange one with the reverse brush etching. On this one, I just drew a lump in the middle, and I'm going to cut that out. Apply some glue to the back again, and I'm going to continue building my desert landscape from the top down. Now, it's always something that I want to remind my artists to do is, pause the video if you need. Take your time. Don't feel rushed. Work at your own pace, even if that means you work independently. Let's bring the green square back, and I'm going to draw a second cactus on the green square. Nice. And what I want to do this time is I want to draw the cactus a little bit taller. See how it almost goes to the top? Then cut it out, and you're going to glue this one on. Now this second cactus is bigger than the first because it's going to be closer to us. We're creating the illusion of distance and depth and perspective. So when you glue this one on, it's going to be bigger. I want you to glue it right at the top of your orange landscape. Hold it on for 10 seconds. Make sure it sticks really, really, really well. Okay, now give me another landscape. This one I'm just going to freehand. I'm not going to use a ruler or anything. And I'm going to very carefully cut it. I like making these uneven loopy lines because it makes it look more like a landscape. Awesome. Okay, put some glue on this one. And what are you going to cover the bottom of? Yeah, that's right. That second cactus. You want to cover the bottom of it so it looks like it's layered. Awesome. So the more you do this, the more you layer it, as we go down toward the bottom of our artwork, the bigger things appear. So this cactus is like really close up, or as close as we can get it to be. Alrighty. Now your next step is these etching crisscross lines. I want you to draw the letter S. Draw a capital letter S and then another letter S, but I want you to make it parallel to the first one. And we're going to make a snake out of this purple. I want you to curve the top for the snake's tail, and then give me a kind of like an elongated oval for the snake's head. Now you can either just kind of make a dot, or if you just so happen to have googly eyes like I do at home, you can glue those on. I think googly eyes are a nice touch. Cut your snake out. And be very careful about your craftsmanship again. After you've cut your snake out, you're going to glue it to the bottom of your landscape. And when you glue it to the bottom of your landscape, it's going to kind of simultaneously be a cool detail, but also hold the other landscapes together. Now, if you have more room, kids are going to have different amounts of room. You can use the other portion, the polka dot portion of your green square, to make a different type of cactus. I've run out of room and I've run out of time. So the last thing that I'm going to do before we finish today's rotation is I'm going to cut off these extra details because I only want the parts that I have. I want to make something close to a rectangle. So anything that kind of sticks out of the edge, I'm going to trim it right off. And there you have it. You've got this awesome desert landscape. This might be the coolest project we've done yet this year. I don't know. You tell me what you think. I think that the layers of it look amazing. The key is to be patient, let the glue dry, make sure you did a solid gluing job, and hang this beast up because I think it looks tremendous. I love it. I hope that you love it. Make sure to take a picture, upload to Schoology, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.